Welcome into the Ohio Health Ice House in Columbus, Ohio, where outside it's about 105 degrees, inside nice and cool for the final day of the Columbus Blue Jackets development camp here at the Ice House. This is an opportunity for 17, 18, 19-year-old young men to get their first opportunity in a Blue Jackets sweater, get their first look at the Blue Jackets way of doing things. Out there on the ice today, among other people, are the first draft pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets in the recently completed 2012 NHL draft. That is defenseman Ryan Murray. Also Boone Jenner out there. Their first pick last year actually came in the second round. Good afternoon, I'm Dave Metzel, joined by Billy Davidge, and we're here to kind of give you a glimpse of the future here of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Bill, and an idea of some of these young men who may make the roster next year, but certainly will be a part of the Blue Jackets' future in years to come.
Well, you know what, Dave, it's an introduction to these guys as far as what professional hockey is going to be all about. They come in for a span of 5-6 days, they go through some testing, and they're looking at all aspects of the game, and that means not only the physical aspects of the game of hockey, but you're also looking at how the mental makeup of each player is, and then socially, how they work together, because I know the one thing that they've stressed all week is camaraderie, and being part of a team, that's all part of development as well.
And they've had some get-togethers, not only here at the Ice House, of course, but also away from the ice. They had a little work with a former Marine. I know they had a cooking class. There's more than just what you see out here on the ice at the Ice House.
No, and that's it. You know, and what you take from a week like this is you go back, and every time you listen to some of the young players, they said, I've walked in here today, I had no idea what to expect, but I've learned something today, and you hope it's only going to get better as we move on. So it's laying a foundation, and that's what you're looking for.
So we'll give you a sneak peek today on what happens on the final day of development camp. Not a true scrimmage, Billy, not exactly game-like situations, but some skills competitions, some opportunities for these guys to show what they can do.
Yeah, when you're looking at the numbers, again, they had 26, 27 players that come into camp. Not all of them had a chance to get on the ice throughout the course of the week. I know TJ Tynan had a wrist problem. Chaput, he had head surgery in his groin area. So right now, they want to be able to come out with the healthy players. Don't put players into a situation where they're going to get hurt or they're going to fail.
Right, and you will see players that you recognize from last year as you see Ryan Johansson out here getting ready to take the face-off at center ice. Ryan Johansson, Cam Atkinson have been out here, and they're out on the ice right now, as a matter of fact, Billy.
Well, it's 3-on-3 hockey, and what you can expect right now, first of all, coaches are looking at, first of all, positional play. All right, when you are 3-on-3, it's more offensive in nature, but on the other side of it, hey, you've got a responsibility defensively to help your goaltender out, and that was not the case on that last play as Ouellette lets one in low on that glove side.
Ryan Johansson out there scoring, and we also got our first look there at that first-round draft pick in Ryan Murray. He got his opportunity. And now, included on this 3-on-3, you get our first look at Boone Jenner, who turned a lot of heads last year, Billy.
Boy, he certainly did. He went up to Oshawa, played in the OHL, second-round pick from a year ago, and had a pretty solid year. Even though the number of games was limited due to injuries, he came in as the captain of that hockey team and laid a great foundation under one of the assistant coaches, one-time assistant coaches, in Gary Agnew.
And there's Trent Vogelhuber, also a young guy who played his high school hockey right here in Columbus, Ohio, trying to earn a spot here, earn himself a contract. Oh, and there he scores!
Well, hey,
like
good
that.
call, David. Trent Vogelhuber, you're right. 4 years at Miami University. And you talk about a tough luck kid. The knees, he's had 3 or 4 knee surgeries, but right now he said he's feeling very good. As far as what he can do on the ice, he says he's limitless.
And trying to earn himself a spot. And now speaking of guys from Miami, Billy, Will Weber out there, the defenseman out of Miami. I know the Blue Jackets are high on him. He's number 44 in white.
Yeah, you know, they had a chance to sign Will at the end of the year. A year ago, they wanted him to leave school to be able to get himself involved and be a professional, but he said he made a pact to his mother and his dad. His late dad was killed in a plane crash to be able to go get his degree. He has done that at Miami University, and right now he is a true professional.
Dalton Proud, who saw 5 games for the Blue Jackets last year, also out there on the ice, had a good scoring opportunity last time, and they're changing them up quick, Billy. They're moving these lines in and out very quickly.
Well, when you're looking at 3-on-3, David, on the ice, it's basically a game where it's 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and with the numbers that they've got, it's quickness. That's going to be the key. Right now, you're down to 2-on-2.
And the goaltenders, by the way, you mentioned Ouellette down there in the right-hand side of your screen, and Forsberg is on the left-hand screen left, playing in the nets right now. So we got to give those goaltenders a little love as well.
You know, and I like this format. A little 3-on-3, come back out 2-on-2. You're probably going to see maybe a little 1-on-1. Oh, here we go, Ry guy.
Oh. A great feed from Jake Hansen, a guy who played 4 years at the University of Minnesota, and he sprung Johansson in there for an opportunity.
How about the save by Uleto? Good poke check, anticipating, right on top of the crease, utilize a good quick stick.
And now a little 4-on-4 hockey, Billy, so they're changing it up quick. We should mention, too, Brad Larson, the head coach at Springfield, is the guy who's running this development camp and organizing the way things are going to be laid out today.
Yeah, and again, Brad has taken over. He was an assistant last year under Rob Riley. Rob Riley right now will be one of the pro scouts and probably do some amateur stuff as well for the Columbus Blue Jackets. But Brad Larson gets an opportunity to become the head coach, and it has not been long since Brad's played this game, and so he brings a lot to the young players.
No doubt about it. And some of the other, there's a good opportunity there. Ouellette with the big save. Where is it? He doesn't know where it is. It's right under his left skate.
Oh, he had it on the skate, right on the goal line.
Very fast-paced action out here. We just saw Daniel Czar out there, the last pick for the Blue Jackets in this 2012 draft, and he's a guy who's turned some heads already in this development camp, Bill.
You know, when you read about kids getting drafted, coming in, again, as a 6th-round pick overall, the one thing that you heard was his shot. And he said he practices it all the time. He's got a good quick release. But I watched him in the skating the other day, Dave, and I'm telling you, he can get it up and get it going as well. Very quick, and if he can shoot in stride, he'll catch a lot of goaltenders standing still.
There's Ryan Murray letting one go from just inside the blue line. A lot of eyes on him, obviously, Bill, as that first draft pick. What have you seen out of him in the first week?
Well, effortless skater. You know, Ryan Murray is going to be one of those players, and again, they're going to have to take their time with him. You know, right now the Blue Jackets defense is pretty solid. I think you could probably pencil him in to be part of the opening night team, but you know what? He's going to have to earn it, and that's been the message from the drop of the puck here in development camp. Come in and show me what you can do. We'll reward you accordingly.
And we have to remind ourselves, just 18 years old, and there's a goal from Anderson right there in front. Josh Anderson, who played a little bit in Columbus last year, or rather in London last year.
Yeah, background, if you remember Pete Mahovlich,
yep.
Frank Mahovlich.
Sure, great Canadian.
He is a bloodline from the Mahovliches, played 4th line in London, and watching his skating, he's a big kid right now, and not given the ice time, but again, as a young kid coming in, you are drafted, you get an opportunity to develop with a pretty good hockey team.
Another kid who was drafted in that 2012 draft in Pittsburgh just a couple of weeks ago. Look at the wheels here. That's Alex
Aliardi.
Yeah, Aliardi, who really impressed some people yesterday. This kid just came in as an invitee,
yeah.
Right?
Well, you know what? And the sad thing about the game of hockey, it's gone through, the peaks and the valleys. And he is somewhere in that little valley because he's not very big. But when you look at the numbers that he put up a year ago in Plymouth, he had 36 goals. And understand, this kid was not part of the power play unit. So you're talking 36 goals, most of those being even strength, shorthanded. Whoa. He is very skilled, and he's gonna be a surprise here.
Listen to the crowd as Boone Jenner scores on a great assist there from Ryan Johansson.
Yeah, nice job. But again, Ouellette looks one way, and Boone Jenner goes back the other way on that glove side.
This is a guy, Billy, that a lot of people liked last year. I think maybe they liked him because of his nickname or whatever it was, and now here's his second year with the organization. An opportunity for him, or is he still a year away?
You know, I still think he's a year away, and I'm not one of those guys that wants to see an 18-year-old unless he's truly ready. Boone, he had some concerns injury-wise last year as well. Slight concussion near the end of the year, but you know, he was one of those players that leads by example. The way he's been born and raised in Dorchester, Ontario, just outside of London. He's a farm boy that's taken it upon himself to be able to compete at the OHL level, and I think continued foot speed work. That's going to be the key with Boone. You know he's going to be strong enough, but the foot speed is something he's going to have to work on.
Pace continues to be really rapid here, as you would expect with a 3-on-3 game. There's not a whole lot of defense being played. It's a wide open up and down game, and here we got Trent Vogelhuber coming back after the puck again in the corner as they continue to change him up quick.
Dave, understand these are skill competitions. The coaches want to see skill. They're not going to hold them back, but they also want to see the ability to make decisions out on the ice, and that offensively, but also defensively. Hey, you have to be responsible as well.
Seth Ambrose out there. He's another guy out of Minnesota, played a little bit for the Golden Gophers. A couple of guys who played for the Gophers this past season.
Yeah, Ambrose, he'll be junior year. He'll be next year. And coming out of New Prague, Minnesota. And You know a little bit about that area,
That's
David.
right. I know very well. No doubt about it.
High school hockey being the premier, and well, Minnesota certainly made a splash this week, did they not?
They really
being
did.
Able to bring in Ryan Suter and Zach Parisi.
Whoever thought they'd get both of those guys? And you know, talking about the college game too, we have a good mix here, Billy, of guys who played college hockey, junior hockey, and a good mix of Europeans mixed in as well. And I'm sure that's, as you build an organization, that's what Scotty Housen likes to see.
Well, that's the thing. You know, you get a little bit of everything. A lot of these guys, depending on where they're from, where they play, the Minnesota players usually will go that Western Hockey League or the Western Collegiate Hockey Association. Yep. Some will filter into the college ranks, and the odd one will go up north.
Cam Atkinson gave it up to Ryan Johansson. Johansson in all alone. Not able to convert on that.
Oh, and don't worry, there'll be a little bit of talking going on right there. Atkinson's, I gave it to you and you can't put it away?
You know, let's talk about Cam too, Billy, because he's a guy who last year came in as a goal scorer out of Boston College, really impressed some people right here a year ago, and wound up making an impact on the big club, especially late in the year.
Well, he's a skilled player, and when he came into the development camp last year, everybody had a chance to watch him play at Boston College, playing in the NCAAs. He's a Hobie Baker finalist, so you knew you were going to get in return. But then when you watch it in person, and you watch it, the things that stand out, his skating, his ability to shoot the puck, and then the ability to finish. You can have those two things, but if you can finish and still have the ability to be part of a team game, that's what it's about.
Oliver Gabriel in, oh, with a sweet assist right there to Daniel Czar, who converts.
Beautiful job. Again, you go back there, stick on the ice, but a beautiful pass by Gabriel as he come across the line. Jackets have him under contract right now.
Here he comes again, another rush for Gabriel, right up the center of the ice.
He was an invitee a year ago and had a chance to play with Johansson in Portland and certainly made a name for himself.
Billy, let's talk about the mindset of these kids, especially on the last day. Some of them playing for contracts, some of them playing for position in terms of where they will be in the organization, or they'll go back to their junior club or their college club. What's the mindset of these kids, do you feel, as they go into something like this?
Well, knowing it is the last day, you know, the last impression will stick in the minds of a coach. Each day, coaches will go down and they'll evaluate. More times than not, the director of player development, in this case right now, Chris Clark, as well as your amateur guys in charge of the amateur scouting, Tyler Wright, Paul Castron, they'll sit down and talk with some of the players. And I know in talking with Paul Castron the other day, you basically give them an idea on what you want to see. And it's all facets of the game, whether it is the skill set in the hockey end of it, the mental side, the mental approach in making decisions. But, you know, they are being told what they want to do, how they're going to go about doing it, and then you evaluate it, and they want to show, well, whatever they can in the short span that they're on the ice.
And how they respond to that, how they respond to their expectations is so important as well. All right, it looks like we're done with the 3-on-3 portion. And I'll tell you, another great crowd here at the Ice House. And now you know which team lost.
Yeah.
The white team lost.
Well, you know, you have to pay back. And one of the things that have been going on in the camp this year especially, and you can see it's a little reflection of their head coach, Todd Richards. When you go onto the ice, you step onto the ice, I want you to have fun. There's always going to be a competition,
right,
no matter what it is. But I want you to be able to come in here, understand that there will be a winner, there will be a loser, and it's a silly game where nobody wins.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what these guys are playing for after all, whether they're competing in a game or for a position somewhere. It's all about the competition here. So we'll change it up a little bit and see what's coming next in terms of, again, not a true scrimmage here at the Ice House today, an opportunity for some competition and an opportunity for these guys to show their hockey skills.
Well, what you're going to get a chance to look at right now, and you get the nets moved up to the blue lines, which tells me now you're going to have some compete, a little competition. Now, how they work this out, now if it's a one-on-one, two-on-two in areas, what you're going to be stressing, knowing that you don't have a lot of skating, are going to be the hands, it's going to be the quickness, and the ability to work with guys in a short span. And so this is going to be interesting to see how they formulate it. Usually they have a one-on-one, two-on-two, three-on-three competition in through the neutral zone. We'll have to see how it sets up. And I got a feeling, much like our scrimmage, David, it went and started off in a three-on-three, went down to two-on-two, went to four-on-four,
yeah,
and then back to three-on-three again.
So they're mixing it up, keeping it fast-paced here. By the way, in case you're just joining in here on the webcast, it's the last day of development camp at the Ohio Health Ice House. the last opportunity for 27 members of the Blue Jackets organization to show their stuff, and we'll be here with you right through 4 o'clock. We'll have some special guests scheduled to stop by and chat with us and help us along the way. We'll hear from Craig Patrick, we'll hear from Danny Highnote, and we've got some other special guests along the way. So keep your computer plugged in, keep it tuned in right here, and Billy and I will take you right through the final day.
You know what the nice thing about this, Dave? There are no commercials.
I love it.
We have nothing to read. I'm kind of lost right now. I'm looking around to see where that Sofa Express would be, or maybe it's Donato's Pizza, or Pepsi, or Bud Light, but you know, I guess if I beg long enough, maybe Russ will bring over a couple and we'll get him read.
Oh, there you go. I'm sure he'll be happy to have you do a couple of sponsorships.
Yeah,
all right,
I guess
it looks
so.
like Cam Atkinson's going to be our first shooter in this little event right here.